just discovered this butterfly. Looks like eyes looking back at me. Huh?
When bullseye moths are at rest, with their hind wings concealed, they are convincing dead leaf mimics. If the moths are molested, they instantly drop to the ground, exposing their hind wings to reveal the startling and conspicuous false eyes. This is an effective scare tactic and prevents them from being eaten.
It's Halloween and the people are out and about. I like this one, the witch crashed on the balcony.
19 months ago, the corona pandemic started and Barichara has been through a lot of strict lockdowns in that time. But the vaccination rate in town is fairly high now, so all restrictions except for wearing masks are gone. Hence, this beautiful place is back to high tourist levels and lots of activities.
We got a trick and treat as well. Well, we got the treat. Crème brûlée. Very good. Darn it, something at my tomato plant, my new ones. All my other plants are growing really, really fast. Really, really nice tomatoes. There's some more construction being done here on the property. All the pathway, the walkways are modernized or stabilized. It used to be gravel or just plain mud, and now a guy is putting in these adobe rocks. Looks really nice. Some of these rocks are being used for our walkway as well. They're quite heavy. This is being done right now. Poor guy, it's quite heavy. We have all these round rocks here, and they are quite slippery, especially when it's raining. So this is all going to be replaced, and then we'll probably have it a little easier to walk around. We're only here for 15 months or something, but step by step everything is being improved. Here's our little visitor for today, Terry. Huh? Terry? You having fun there? There's a giant moth here in the bathroom. It's a really, really strange moth. It's a really, really big thing. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Helen has some problems with her sinuses and she's inhaling hot water for the first time.
Steam, not hot
Steam.
water.
And she absolutely hates it because she's doing it all wrong. You're supposed to put the towel all over it. You want to say something?
No, you're making me laugh too much. This is terrible. I think this is the first and last time I'm ever going to do this.
Because you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to sit down.
Jeez.
It's sweating back because I told you you're going to sweat. Helen waited and waited. I told her about 2 hours ago to do that. She doesn't. Have you ever seen a woman inhaling like this? Oh gosh.
Oh, what's wrong?
You have to have a much bigger towel so you can actually really cover it all up. You're not supposed to.
This is homeopathic. It's free. What's the problem?
Well, I see that it
Because
works.
they said on the Dr. Google told me to buy Sudafed, but it's banned in Colombia. So how am I supposed to get that? Oh.
I'm not supposed to laugh anymore. You're supposed to inhale through your nose, not through your mouth.
Really?
Mm.
Oh shit. I'm not doing it anymore. That'll do.
That's not going to work at all. 8 minutes? That was not even 2.
It was.
Now she has to drink 200 ml with half a teaspoon of water, which is half a teaspoon of salt,
Yeah.
which is totally ridiculous. You're just going to be thirsty.
I don't have to drink it. I have to gargle it.
Oh, you have to gargle it, okay. It's a good job we're very seldom ill, because this little thing here, Ruth Helen.
It has to be just warm water, so it's. I have to wait till it cools.
I'm trying not to laugh so you don't swallow the whole thing.
I just spit it all out. Well, that didn't get down the back of my throat, did it? It's a bit too hot. So, but salt water. Ooh,
That's what I'm telling you. I don't think that...
I think that's a bit too.
Half a teaspoon is such a waste.
It's supposed to be homeopathic stuff. So
I think
can...
you should do that with hot lemon tea or something, or with hot lemon
No.
honey thing, gargle it a little, and you can swallow it afterwards. You can't swallow that, you'll be thirsty all night.
No, but.
We're getting a new pathway to the house. It's a lot of work. Okay, gently down.
We are by far the longest renters here, so Stella loved the idea that we can leave our handprints in the concrete next to our house. The idea is to form a heart between our hands. Our first attempt failed because the concrete was still too wet, so we have to wait a few more minutes to try again, and of course wash our hands.
Do you want me to tread on your fingers?
Okay. Mejor.
Okay. Este. Con eso. Preparación.
You can push down.
Yeah. Push down if you want. You need anything else?
So this is our new walkway to the house. Really nicely done. Here are our prints. Forever and ever we are connected to this place. Here's all the gravel they took out from our path, all the big rocks. It doesn't look very nice, but I think they leave it to the gardener to get it sorted out. This is so much nicer, the step is a lot lower. And they also did our path from the porch down to the car park.
Little step.
A little step, very nice. And they used our old stepping stones to make this look really nice. Oops. Just a step there. And the only step we have now is this one there. We would have done this part here as well, because this is where the cars have problems to get up onto this stretch there. It's a lot steeper than it looks on the camera.
But I think it costs too much.
But you have to be careful not to fall on your ass on these gravel bits here. But this is all really nicely done. For two old biddies, it's much easier to walk now, isn't it? Who is this here? Meow. Miro? Need your cuddle again? You've had two already. Yeah, you had two already. You've got such a hard life, huh? In my next life I'm going to be a cat. Or a dog. Sleep well on your little Stuhlgestell.
Now look at this. This is our Indian for tonight.
Dal bhat. A la Kirsten. Potato, spinach, cauliflower curry with lentil dal and rice and cheese naan bread.
Wow. Who'd have thought that? It looks really professional, doesn't it?
We have a little visitor tonight. Kanila. Poor Kanila was outside when the fireworks started. Corneliachen. And she was banging against our door. But she's relaxed now. She's sleeping under our bed.
We're on one of our daily hikes. And this is a valley with lots of stuff growing. And they've got a new calf. Hello, sweetie. Huh? How's it going? What a sweet one. This one likes the sugar cane.
They grow pretty much everything here, all the vegetables and fruit that we buy locally in the shops of Barichara. The soil is rich in nutrition and the weather is basically the same all year round. Thanks to La Nina, we had a very long rainy season this year, lasting from February to the end of October.
We've got bananas and mandarins growing here, or tangerines. They're almost ready to be picked.
Spanish moss is an epiphytic flowering plant that often grows upon large trees in tropical and subtropical climates. It is also known as grandpa's beard. It is neither a lichen nor a moss, and it is not native to Spain either. It's a flowering plant in the bromeliad family that grows hanging from tree branches in full sun through partial shade. It forms hanging structures of up to 6 meters and has no roots. It absorbs nutrients and water through its own leaves from the air and rainfall.
This is tobacco growing, and they cut off the lower leaves and then dry them in the shade. Nice flowers. Here's the shed for the tobacco drying. Takes a few months to dry them. This is giant bamboo. It's arm thick. You can tell. Is it hard?
Yeah.
Wow. You can use this for construction. Really tall as well. Here's a really, really thick one. Knock on it. See, there's a... Sounds very hollow, doesn't it? It's beautiful. This is a new bamboo flower or stalk. It's coming out of the... I think they cut it and it regrows. It's a whole bamboo forest here. It's hollow in segments, and when you cut it off it regrows, I think. Another mandarin plantation. Partially picked. At least some of the big trees are still standing in this area.
While some countries finally open their borders, others impose lockdowns again.
The World Health Organization has told the BBC that the coronavirus pandemic will drag on for a year longer than it needs to because of the failure of rich nations to share vaccines with poorer countries. A lockdown in the Australian city of Melbourne is set to end. It recently gained the designation of being the world's most locked down city, but 70% of the population is now fully vaccinated.
Moscow has shut down all non-essential businesses from today ahead of a national non-working week aimed at curbing Russia's soaring coronavirus cases and record number of deaths. Other parts of the country have also locked down. More than 160 former world leaders and global figures have called on Western powers to mount an immediate military airlift of surplus COVID vaccines to developing countries. They say millions of doses are going to waste.
New York City officials are preparing for a shortage of firefighters, police officers and other first responders after a deadline passed for unvaccinated staff to be immunised. Enforcement of the mandate begins on Monday.
Australia has allowed the resumption of international air travel without the need for quarantine for the first time in more than 18 months. Airports in Sydney and Melbourne are allowing fully vaccinated passengers to fly again. And America's Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has given its final approval for children aged 5 to 11 to receive the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID vaccine. Federal administrators say the decision has cleared the way for the vaccination of up to 28 million children.
And the World Health Organization has described the current surge of coronavirus in the wider Europe region as a warning shot for the entire world. Europe saw almost 1.8 million new cases last week alone. The WHO says Europe is again becoming what it calls the epicenter of the pandemic.
The US has reopened its land and air borders to travellers 20 months after a ban was first imposed. It allows visitors who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 to enter the country.
The EU is expected to remove Ukraine from its list of COVID-safe countries as cases rise, with 600 people dying every day. Fewer than 1 in 5 Ukrainians are double vaccinated. That's the lowest rate in Europe.
A lockdown for people not vaccinated against COVID-19 has come into force in Austria amid a record surge in cases. It's the first measure of its kind in Western Europe. It'll be enforced with regular spot checks before a review in 10 days.
Stay tuned for more videos.